So yeah, they're banging in the pool. There's fucking orgy going on in the pool. Gotta clean the pool.
Yeah. If the movie has any redeeming quality whatsoever, it's his fucking role. Crapulé.
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 This whole story is crapulé.
Hello, shitheads.
Oh, I see what you did
Damn,
there. I see
yeah.
what you did
There,
there.
you got to go with the theme.
That's right.
Tonight, folks, welcome to What the Suck Podcast, episode 25. My name is James, and always with me is my partner in crime, the man with the plan, the guy who pushes all the buttons around here, Chris. What's going on, brother?
Oh, I do push all the buttons.
But,
Yes, I do.
But you didn't push the right one because your shit was muted.
No, it wasn't muted. My shit wasn't going. My shit was. Look, you don't come to the show expecting professionalism. So if you do, fuck off. That's
Now,
not
if you
what's
want
going to happen.
professionalism, go talk to Leonard Nimoy and shit.
That's right. Well, he's dead. You can't talk to him anymore.
Well,
So no,
whatever.
go talk to Shatner. He's still alive.
Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of shit,
Speaking of shit,
Shitner.
today, folks, for episode 25, we have 2003's aptly named Monsturd.
Man, I cannot believe someone actually made this movie.
And I can't believe we didn't find this one sooner,
That's a good point.
to
That's
be honest with you.
I mean, you know, I think for this episode we're gonna have to, since it's the second to last one of the season.
Yep.
And it's a turd themed movie. We should probably make sure before we go to the review that we discuss our rating system because it's so apropos.
Insert rating system here.
Do it yourself, motherfucker. Yeah. So Monsturd.
Yes, Monsturd.
All right.
Now, we will go briefly over the synopsis.
Bring it up real quick. Hang on, because
That would be nice.
shut up.
Quit moving this motherfucker down.
Yeah. I'm trying to get you the goddamn synopsis, bitch. Motherfucking ass and shit.
And how convenient. It's the Monsturd movie page and a pop-up ad for Huggies diapers comes up.
There's
Ain't that some shit?
no bigger monster than a baby.
Anyway, it is listed as a comedy horror, and for good reason.
Yeah, it's definitely more comedy than horror, that's for sure.
And the synopsis, which is brief, reads as such. A serial killer mutates with a chemical inside the sewer to become a monster made of human waste, just as the FBI and police are on to him.
It's about as generic as you can get for a synopsis.
I don't know.
That's super fucking generic.
Yep.
That's like man does thing and goes somewhere and people follow. Thank you for watching.
And we have the cast. Let's see what we got here. We've got directed by Rick Popko and Dan West. Also written by Rick and Dan.
Pulling double duty. Double duty.
Which means trouble.
Yes.
And we have Paul Wayner
Wayner.
as Sheriff Duncan. We got Beth West as Agnes Hannigan, whatever. Dan Burr as Dr. Stern. Dan West, Deputy Dan. Holy shit, he's in the movie.
They both are.
Oh, they sure are.
They both-
Rick
and
Popko as
they-
Deputy Rick.
They played the deputies.
That's right. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Written, directed, and starred.
The triple threat.
Holy shit. So we got Enos, and who's the other motherfucker? We got Enos and who's the other damn deputy in Dukes of Hazzard? The lesser known guy that came along like 6 seasons later.
Buttfuck.
Good enough. That'll work. Anyway, a whole host of a smattering of others that really don't mean much.
There's
I mean,
lot
shit.
of people in this movie.
When you look at it, there are a ton of freaking people.
Good Lord.
Damn.
Yeah, we're not going on all that bullshit.
No. Look it up your damn self.
That's right.
I mean, shit. I mean, it's free anyway.
That's right.
Now, I will say, gloriously, this thing does have a tomato meter. It has a glorious 40% audience score of over 1,000 reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that some shit?
And it supposedly has 3 actual critic scores. It says 3 reviews, but there's no tomato meter on that one.
No tomato meter.
So that's okay though, because the one they do show, the critic review says yes, it's exactly what you think.
Yep.
So there's nothing. They're not trying to hide anything with this fucking movie. So yeah.
Negative.
All right. So we went through all that. Why don't you go over the rating system?
You want me to do it again, or are we going to insert what we already did?
Nope. Do it over again. God damn it. Because this motherfucker do it again.
Gotcha.
Do it again.
Okay, Chris. No problem. I will be happy to go over the rating system.
Good. Stop complaining. Just do it.
I got it in my brain. Okay, first of all, we have the top of the heap, the gold turd, which is the high standard, can't be beat, gotta have it.
Creme
That's
de la creme.
creme de la creme. Then we step down a notch to the still glorious and fun brown turd, which we call the flesh wound. You put a little spit and glue on it, a little dirt, you'll be fine. Then it starts to get a little ugly. Then we step down one more. We go to the black turd, which is what we call nick the artery. So you're bleeding out pretty good, but if you put some alcohol and a little mud on it, you'll be fine. You'll survive.
Mm-hmm.
And then we enter the danger zone.
Oh, somebody tell what's his face.
The dreadful red turd. Dun, 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 dun. This one we call axe to the chest. You're bleeding out. These are the ones you're going to watch maybe once if you're lucky and get rid of them. But yeah, it's not a red turd. Just
it's a one and done.
It's a one and done.
One and done. That's right.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But then we have my favorite, which is unfortunately the worst one we could actually put on a movie on the show. As a matter of fact, most of the time when we get these, unless we are completely duped, we actually skip watching them, period.
Yeah.
Because we actually do want everybody to watch the movies we review.
And we've been duped a couple of times.
We have indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Zozo, you suck. Anyway, it is called the Gray Skull Death Turd. These are the ones we apply to the movies that have absolutely zero quality. They have no horror value whatsoever. They might be a good movie, but when it comes from a horror perspective, they're complete shit.
Yeah, there's no watchability whatsoever. We assigned it that one.
I mean, shitty horror movies are one thing, but when you got a shitty horror movie,
and you can go watch it if you want, but we fucking warned you. It is not worth it at all. So
don't waste your time. It usually means there's no kills, there's no RTs, there's no nothing, no
That's
redeeming qualities whatsoever.
That's right. Yeah. All right. Well, good job, buddy. Yeah. That's so, and that's, like I said, apropos for tonight's movie because
not bad for a senior citizen. I just rattled that off the top of my head.
Yeah. I mean, it's really good for an old fuck. So I'm very happy for you. But what do you say we go ahead and dive into the pile of shit that is this movie?
Let's plunge in. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Once upon a time in Butt County, I'm going to call it Butt County. It's Butte County, but it's a definite play on words.
Yes, and we need to let you know. Okay, if you decide to watch the movie, good for it, but good for you, whatever. But pay very close attention to this intro that says it's Butte County, Butt County, because you will never see it again. So you will forget what county this takes place in, because it's not like they show it every 5 fucking minutes. And you see the name Butt County on something in the movie. No.
That's right. He's not the most sarcastic son of a bitch I know for no reason.
What I'm saying is that it's literally every fucking 5 minutes they stick Butte County in your fucking face.
Yeah, in Butte County, over here, and like I said, in Butte County, when people are running around Butte County, they're in Butte County. So.
Is it Butte County? I mean, they fucking Butte County this, Butte County. Okay, I get it. They think it's funny. It was funny the first time, and after that, it was just dumb.
It started to get stupid.
Yeah.
Because you're like, we know already.
Yeah.
I mean, do we really give a shit?
We get the
First
joke.
of all, the movie is only an hour and 12 minutes?
Yep.
Something like that, so it's hardly worth it. And must be told right off the bat, which we didn't snap to, or at least I didn't for a few minutes, but then I forgot. This movie is told from the perspective of like a 7 or 8 year old girl telling her dad
the story.
A story.
Yeah.
A good, what'd you call it? Bedtime story.
Bedtime story.
Kind of a reverse option.
Yes. So, keeping that in mind, a lot of the dialogue and a lot of what happens actually makes sense, because because at one point, I think during the movie we had forgotten, because the movie starts off with this girl screaming, dad comes in, says what's wrong, blah blah blah, and then he's like, let me tell you a story. Or no, she's like, can you tell me a story? And he was like, no, you tell me a story, which is fucking stupid, terrible parenting. But
So she's like, ah, shit, and then she has an idea.
yeah. So then she starts telling, and we forgot about it because they don't really cut back to it till like the end or whatever. But we forgot about it, and we were like this. The dialogue is dumb. The pacing is dumb, and then we realized, oh wait, this is coming from the mind of like an 8-year-old. So in that sense, it makes perfect sense.
Well, we're talking about, we've already read about in the synopsis. We're talking about a guy whose DNA gets mixed with
fecal
shit
matter, yeah,
and some chemical waste crap.
Feca de la matter, as we call it.
And then we've got the incredible turd.
Yes. So anyway, keep that in mind. The whole thing's being told by a 8-year-old. So
yeah. Okay, so here we go. First scene, we start off with prisoner dumb shit. I just called him prisoner shit because I didn't know his name, didn't really care to learn it.
yeah, they made his name. They said his name, but I just fucking forgot it.
And you know what was funny? At first, I didn't make the connection, even though I'd read the synopsis and everything. I didn't make the connection on this. I was like, why do they have this storyline going of an escaped prisoner, and then they've got a lab that's they're doing some experiment
They
in the lab.
keep cutting back and forth between the two.
What the fuck's going on here?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that beautiful. So prisoner shit has escaped. We don't know how he escapes or why. We just see this idiot, gorilla, moron-looking son of a bitch running in a fucking orange jumpsuit.
I think his prison number is 2.
Prison 2.
Number 2.
Number 2. But dump. Hey, we have a turd rating system.
And
this is going to be full of puns.
I think you had said that you would put a bunch of puns in your notes, so yeah,
I did.
Yeah, prepare yourself, folks. The number 2 puns are coming
much
strong.
Much like the message and stuff, but we'll get to that here shortly.
Let's do it.
Sure. Well, any place.
That's fine. I can't call the buzzer on it because it's the wrong fucking term. But go ahead.
And as it was back in the day, the company Doo-Doo Tech. It was Do Tech.
Yeah, a lot of. Anyway, go on. It's go on.
Had an accident, and that's how the movie starts with this.
I can't stand
this gal and the fucking geez, hell shit, puns on point, and I'm not even. I don't even realize.
Yeah, you didn't even pick it up.
Well, they did. Had an accident.
Have an accident.
One of their lab techs got shit faced, as I call it. And she melted. Turned into a fucking turd.
Oh, yeah. She got shit all over her face.
Got shit all over her. Yep. This is going to be a ride.
That's right. A doo-doo ride.
So they, after the tech dies, they put its body, whatever's left of it, in a barrel.
In a barrel with the chemicals.
With the chemicals.
Yeah.
To melt it down and get rid of it. And they go and dump it into the fucking sewer system.
Mm-hmm.
Shitter's full. So I had to do that one.
I know you did.
But this leads to, unfortunately, the chemicals making its way to where the prick, escaped prisoner, whatever his name was.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Comes in contact with the chemicals, falls in, and basically boils down to a skeleton.
It's very much like, if you remember the scene from Spider-Man 2 when the Sandman is running from the cops and he falls into that experiment, and then the machine goes on and it turns him into the Sandman, right?
Yep.
And it's in that scene, and there's that music, and then there's a scene of him getting up, and it's very, very dramatic, and it's very, very beautiful. It's just like that, but the exact fucking opposite.
Exactly.
And I'm not trying to be funny when I say it is complete shit, because it is complete shit. Because when he's being chased by the cops and he falls into the sewer where they dump that shit, and
he actually gets capped. He gets shot by a cop and it makes him fall, right. And he falls into it and he boils.
So the whole transformation scene is him getting like shit all over his face and arms and stuff, and then the very next scene you see is the skeleton picked clean, still wearing the goddamn clothes, floating in the fucking sewer water.
Yeah, all the skin gone, but the clothes survive.
Which seems to be a common thing in these movies, because like I remember we were watching Big Ass Spider.
Yep.
And there was that scene in the park, and Lloyd Kaufman was a jogger in a jogging suit.
Yep.
And the spider grabbed him, ate him, spit him out, and it was a clean skeleton, but his jogging clothes were perfectly fine. So I think bad movies just have a theme or like a cliche of having a skeleton picked clean with the clothes in perfect condition.
Either that or the prop department can't afford more clothes. So
Either way,
I don't know.
I fucking love it. I love it.
It is. It's good. It's corny, but it's funny as shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, we got the boiled skeleton, so we move on. As it was. I don't know. Yeah, that's a horrible word for me. That's one of my worst words. That's why he had the buzzer installed.
Well, it's not a word. It's not a horrible word. It's just a
overly used word by myself,
which is great.
Overused by me.
I use like all the time, so I need to have like an button because I say.
Let's proceed.
All right.
Because yeah. Well, we get to the point to where two wannabe G-men make their way into the lab, and for some reason, which is unexplained, dart this poor Asian fellow. They hit him with a dart. You're not supposed to be in here. See, I could have done something stupid right there, but
I see that. Yeah,
right. You don't come in here.
You'll be here 3 hours.
We don't want no trouble. You get out. So he gets darted. He goes down, and we don't know why.
Nope.
Because I think they're trying to find either the doctor or the chemical that they're fucking with or something. Because this is supposed to be some miracle, something I don't even know.
No, what it is the doctor that created, the scientist that created, is a mad scientist, and he created it to kill people. He's going to use it to mass kill people. So they're trying to stop him.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, because it takes a mad scientist.
Thank you, sir.
To make a doo-doo potion.
Now I have something listed here, which I'm trying to. Okay, never mind. Okay, so far, unbeknownst to us, until it ties together here in a few minutes, we have 3 different storylines going at the same time.
Yes.
Before they intersect, and now we finally get to what's going on.
Which is a lot for an hour-long movie.
Yes, it is. So we go back to a woman in the sewer, and we hear what is it, growling? And then a bunch of people fucking die off screen. About 3 or 4 people, they wipe out the inspection team or whatever is going down there, the chemical inspection team. And I just put on there, well, shit.
I need a rim shot button.
Yeah, but
yeah, we were kind of worried for a second there because for a good portion of the movie it was all off-screen kills. We were like, "There's not gonna be any kills. What the hell, man?"
Now, I don't know what the hell my notes say. I have ventriloquist beat down here.
Yeah. So the next scene.
That's right.
Okay, so let's also point out that the sheriff is an alcoholic through the entire movie.
Yep.
He's just always
a booze hound.
Always drinking. So next scene is that his 2 deputies, which I believe are the director and writers.
Tweedledee, Tweedledum.
Yes, these are the director and the writer. They're talking, and one of them has a ventriloquism doll that looks like a hippie, and then the sheriff is like, "What the fuck is that?" And he's like, "Well, this is for our drug outreach program. We're gonna go to the kids' schools and." Figured, they respond more to like comedy, so I got a ventriloquism doll to make him look like a damn
that's right
hippie. And then he says something to him like
he starts an argument with himself via the ventriloquist doll,
and then
the hippie doll.
And then the hippie doll says something snarky, so then he proceeds to beat the living shit out of the ventriloquism doll, which is actually the funniest scene in the movie.
That was pretty damn funny,
and it goes on for like a fucking minute. Of just him whooping on this damn ventriloquism hippie doll because it's a hippie.
Yep.
And so he's trying to beat the hippie out of him.
Okay, then. Hey, I didn't say anyway.
I know. I'm surprised. All right, nice job. Okay.
Well, we get a bunch of blah blah blah.
A lot of blah blah blah.
Unfortunately, and it starts to build, and then they finally get down to the sewer and start checking things out. And they find the first body, and then we just have what I call a puke fest. All of a sudden, everybody
throwing up because the bodies are
they're
all badly decomposed and and just flesh torn and all kinds of shit.
So finally at 26:20, I'm just going to jump ahead and let's get to it because the rest of it's just people looking around. This guy goes into his bathroom.
Yeah. Set this up because this is actually kind of a funny scene.
Gotta go set into it. That's true. Daddy's got to go to the toilet because the little girl had to go to the bathroom and said the toilet was stopped up.
Nope, that's not what it is. The wife. There's a wife is cooking in the kitchen and her husband comes in and the wife looks like Shelley Duvall. And
holy shit, you think so too?
Yeah, she's cooking in the kitchen and she's pissed because her husband has clogged up his toilet in his downstairs man cave.
Yep.
And demands he goes and cleans it out. He doesn't
Oh,
want to.
that's right. He's living like a fucking pig, and she says, "Go clean that shit."
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And what's funny is when he's cleaning it, there's actual just like shit all over the rim, all over the
fucking place. It looks like a convenience store bathroom.
It looked like he went in there with diarrhea and hovered and shot.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just splattered everywhere.
He just bent over and just that scene from Bad Grandpa when he sneezes and shit comes out. That's what his toilet looks like.
There you go.
But he starts to plunge it, and he's so angry that his wife is nagging him that he starts plunging super hard, and like shit starts spraying back up in his face, and it's fucking disgusting.
It is. It starts spraying, and then we get the most intense, what I call man versus shit battle.
Mm-hmm.
Lasts for about a minute or so. He's struggling with this thing. Well, it finally gets its hands around his throat, and it chokes him. It's covering him with shit, splattering it in his face, and you're sitting there going, "Good Lord." So I counted it though 4.
Kill 1.
Because unfortunately the kills on screen in here are a little bit rare.
A little limited, yeah.
But it did count. So, and after his death, we discover, or should I say, the wife discovers on the wall a lovely message left. Don't get caught with your pants down.
Yes.
Which is like the tagline for the movie.
Yeah.
Now there are several others, but unfortunately mostly they're in photographs later, which are pretty funny. I think I made note of them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what the thing is, the next scene, we get Hannigan, who I believe is the sheriff. I just wrote his name down for some damn reason. Drunky drops off a bunch of samples to the doctor, to Dr. Dump, I called him.
Okay.
Because I didn't have his name. And he assembles a team. Oh, okay. And he assembles a team to go clean up the mess at the home. And, they all promptly die.
Off screen, though.
Off screen, every damn one of them.
So disappointing.
Now, I will say this. The monster only strikes through toilets.
Mm-hmm.
Or he doesn't free roam until the end of the movie.
Yeah, or in the sewer near where he's like his base is situated.
His source.
Yeah.
He's kind of like the liquid metal. He's got to be in contact with it.
Yes, that's very true. He's liquid metal shit.
All right, then we go back to our lovely laboratory where one of the workers is in there looking over a bunch of photos of the crime scene, so to say.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a quivering, half-melted corpse on the table. For some reason, it starts shaking.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's Frankie, the guy who was melted. I think it was. I think it was his body, but he's already melted into like a gray ooze.
Yeah.
With just barely having any skeleton. Well, he starts quivering, so the bitch freaks out and stabs it in the eyeball with a knife. Yeah. Or a pair of scissors.
Oh, that's right, a pair of scissors, yeah.
So that was pretty funny, but short-lived.
Mm-hmm.
So that was over with. The movie is also filled with tons of puns.
A lot of puns.
More than you're going to hear us say.
None of them are not always that clever. But yeah, there's a bunch of them. There is a scene I do want to point out because it's going to come into play later. It's quite funny where the FBI agent, the female FBI agent, she calls on an expert in insects.
Yep.
And says no. She calls another expert, and the expert calls the insect guy and says, "Hey, we apparently have an issue with fecal matter or whatever. Do you have something that could help?" And he's like, "Well, I can get you flies. Flies will help. They'll eat the shit."
They eat shit.
And he was like, "How many do you need?" And he was like, "Probably 1 million." He was like, 1 million flies. Okay. I should be there in 2 days with it or whatever.
Yeah.
And so then eventually later on, okay, once it all starts like culminate or whatever, you see the bug expert. Okay, this guy's a bug expert. Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, when you see him, he's at his desk and he's like dissecting a bug, and there's like a tarantula crawling, and he's got all kinds of shit. So he's a bug expert. Okay, he's a bug expert. I gotta fucking emphasize that shit because when he walks out of his house,
yes,
with the 2 million flies, he's carrying a goddamn cat carrier, a plastic cat carrier that has that screen door. And somehow, and the side,
not even the screen door. It's like the grid metal door.
The great door, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the sides also have the air holes for a cat.
And there's 1 million flies.
And somehow he's got 1 million, or he's got 1 million flies in that fucking thing. And like, they don't even like, and I get it, because eventually when he opens up the gate or the front, the flies that come out are clearly fucking CGI. I get it. They can't get 1 million flies.
It's fucking hilarious.
But you could at least, I don't know, just make it a goddamn shoebox or something.
Or a bee carrier, or some kind of insect handler, something real.
Because even the common man like us, the fucking, the adults understand that flies can just kind of, get through the fucking
Rick and
gate.
What's the other guy's name? Rick
and
Dave or something?
Dan.
Well, Rick and Dan, you thought somebody wouldn't notice. We noticed.
I mean, even my 2-year-old would know that you can't trap flies in the fucking cat carrier.
Well, then let me bring us up to score here, and let's get we'll get to the fly part. Let me race through this real quick.
I had to bring it up because that was
no
the funniest fucking thing.
Hannigan is obviously the protagonist in the movie, the nice guy trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
Well, him and the drunk ass sheriff finally sit around and do an exposition dump and explain everything that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
They bring us up to speed. They let us know the guy's evil. Then they talked about, well, all of a sudden they've become biochemical experts, and they say that, well, he must have merged with the DNA and blah, 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 and created this turd monster and blah, 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 and all this shit. And I'm like, you motherfuckers put together couldn't,
you couldn't figure out what the fuck
they were fucking idiots.
The signs of a candle is, much less fucking the DNA of this shit.
And we basically get a series of uncohesive, useless scenes.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's just a bunch of people watching TV, sitting around jibber jabbing, and it jumps around, and you're like, what the hell? We get a board meeting, who's just they're discussing the shit problem, which was stupid because it really led nowhere.
A lot of scenes did.
And now that I was watching, I just recalled being told by a little brat. I recalled at this point, about that point in the movie, that this whole story is being told by a brat. And I'm like, no wonder it's jumping all over the fucking place.
Yeah, incoherent. And at one point, I don't know why, but at one point there's a scene with like a dad, and he's watching TV, and they cut
the South Park knockoff.
They
or whatever
cut to it. It's a South Park knockoff. It looks like somebody in the crew drew a scene from South Park, but of course they can't use actual characters, so they look like retarded Garbage Pail Kid versions of the South Park characters. And it's the episode where they're introduced to Mr. Hanky, the shit, the sentient shit that's in South Park. And I don't understand why they felt the necessity to go through the whole process of creating this cartoon, this 10-second cartoon
that had nothing to do with
Kmart
anything.
Version of fucking South Park, when they can just create it was the ugliest.
Hey, maybe it was a failed project of theirs. They were trying to get off the ground, so they used this movie as a platform to launch it. Perhaps
the ugliest fucking animation I've seen in my entire life.
Well, anyway, we find out. I said it again.
Fuck it, whatever.
Well, in the confrontations, we eventually find out that the shit monster actually talks.
Yes.
He has a voice.
He has a voice.
And he sounds like a Saturday morning cartoon villain.
He does.
Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom. So now we have the cops dressing in diapers, armor. They're dressing in diaper armor, wrapping in toilet paper. They got toilet paper like on their belts and stuff. Mm-hmm. They're strapping up because they're going to go in and wipe this shit out, so to say. Now, that said, they're ready to kick the shit out of this monster, which will culminate at the Butt County Chili Cook-Off.
Oh, is it Butt County? I forgot it's Butt County.
Butt County,
I forgot about that,
in case you didn't know.
I forgot.
So it was the perfect place to trap them, they said. The Chili Cook-Off. People are going to be shitting their brains out the entire time. There's porta-shitters everywhere.
I guess.
But anyway, they corner this son of a bitch. They get him there. Dr. Dipshit is trying to call in the monster with a fart call.
Oh, he's down in the sewer.
They've got the people in position. They're trying to call him. He's like, see, insert fart noises here. But anyway, he gets him in. But at 1:11, finally, I think about like 4 minutes before the movie ends, we finally get another long choke scene for
Kill 2.
Which pretty much was like the other one. Strangled to death, shit-faced, splattered.
With the exception of the fact that he shoved a giant turd in his mouth and it was sticking out.
Glorious.
So it was actually pretty cool. Yes.
Yeah, it was. And then 2 minutes later, at 1:13, I'm talking like the Saturday morning cartoon villain, the monster turns on Dr. Dr. Dipshit with a T-Rex. What is it? With a T-Rex yell.
roar. Yeah.
We hear that in the background. So when you watch this scene, folks, listen carefully in the background. You hear a T-Rex roar.
Yeah.
And then
From
fart
Jurassic Park.
noises.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. And then the monster turd. Oh, that was kill number 3.
Was it kill number 3? What
Yep,
was kill number 2?
The turd down the throat was just another guy getting choked.
No,
it wasn't the same guy.
That was a scientist.
Okay, but he didn't shove a turd down his throat. That was this guy.
No, that was a scientist.
I got it in my notes right here, motherfucker.
You weren't paying attention, goddammit.
But
because
anyway,
it
that's
was a
another
scientist.
death. That's another day. Anyway.
Kill 3.
Yeah, it was a
Now
scientist.
give me that anyway.
Because I had to rewind the goddamn thing because you were taking notes, and I said, dude, you got to see this. So I rewound it so you can watch it.
Yeah.
Because he covered the scientist in shit and then shoved a turd down his throats. Whether it was kill 3 or not, I don't remember what kill 2 was, but it was the same goddamn person.
It doesn't matter. I don't give a shit.
You have to because the whole movie's a shit.
Okay, well, the freaking idiot squad runs out of the house. And I forgot to say, when the idiot squad was strapping up with toilet paper and diaper armor,
Yeah.
they had all these like super squirters
filled
filled with Pepto,
Mhm.
Pepto-Bismol. So
That's
they go
right.
out, they go running out, they flush the turd out.
They do.
They
did.
Dump.
They did. That's a good
They
one.
flush the turd out.
That's a good one. Yeah.
And they hose that bastard down with like the like the happy slime.
Mm-hmm. From Ghostbusters.
It hoses him down. It neutralizes him where he's kind of standing still. And then our boy, Mr.
Cat Cage.
Bug X, Mr. Cat Cage, comes out, lets the million flies loose. It's a hilarious death
It looks
scene.
so terrible.
It's horrible.
Yeah, because the flies are so I mean, they're so CGI.
It looked like
bad.
It looked like the Willy Wonka TV, the little TV sparkles up in the air.
Yeah, I was thinking more look like Pigpen's dust.
Well,
Whatever
that
that
too.
followed him. Yeah, it was badly CGI'd.
Well, anyway, swarm this motherfucker and they waste his ass. The arms drop off, the legs drop off.
Yeah.
It falls over sideways. It turns gray and dies.
And he's dead.
And then that's it.
That's the movie.
Credits roll.
Yeah.
Struggle.
For
Struggle.
hour 12, there was a lot of talking and a lot of talking scenes. And
This could have been a 30-minute movie, maybe.
probably, yeah. They can cut that. They can cut a lot. It was like a whole subplot with like the sheriff and the FBI agent trying to get close
I challenge. I hereby lay down a challenge.
Okay.
If any of our fellow movie people are out there listening,
Mm-hmm.
and we do have producers and directors who have listened to our show,
Mm-hmm.
and I challenge them to make a 1-hour movie that's not 35 or 40 minutes of talking. It just throws down from the beginning and just
Yeah.
bam.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 5 minutes explaining what's going on, and then just holy shit, here it goes.
Or at least just work on your goddamn pacing, because
Or do we got to do it ourselves?
I'm not making a goddamn movie. I'm not doing that shit. But you work on your pacing, because you can't go from action scene to just screeching halt with a fucking
Exactly.
talking scene for fucking 5 minutes. It kills any pacing you have in the movie,
Yeah.
and it just makes me want to just fast forward through all the fucking talking scenes.
And the idea of being told by a little 9-year-old scatterbrain, it did kind of jump it around a little bit.
Yeah, it
Now-
sounded like that.
That all said, my good man, what is your assessment of this fine motion picture?
Oh man, like, listening to or hearing the title Monsturd, you don't go in with high expectations. Generally,
Actually, I kind of did.
generally when you go into a movie with low expectations, I find that half the time you're pleasantly surprised because it ends up being better than you thought it'd be. But then the other half is Monsturd,
Mm-hmm.
and it's exactly as bad as I thought it was going to be. The acting was horrible. The sound quality was terrible. The monster shoot was okay, but like at the end there, when he's out of the cave and he's slinging his arms, you can clearly see where the arms are a separate piece from the body because there's a big ass gap where the arm is moving. We speculated that they did 89% of the kills off screen because they spent all their money on the monster outfit, and then the dead bodies that were in the sewer.
Yeah.
And that's where all their budget for special effects.
Well, I guess they couldn't afford Industrial Light and Magic.
Well, no, obviously not. They couldn't afford fucking, industrial waste and management. I mean,
Hell yeah. But dump.
so the monster was different. I'll give it that. The The puns were not as funny as they could have been. The constant references to Butt County were fucking annoying as shit.
Yeah.
But it did have a couple of kills on screen. It had a unique monster, and it was semi watchable. So I'm gonna go red turd.
Red turd.
Yeah, I can't. It
It's
was
still vicious. God damn,
was
you're
so-
being hard on movies this year.
It was so close to it being a dead turd.
Really?
Yeah, because
God
I'm
dang.
not even gonna lie. I fell asleep for about 10 minutes in the movie.
Oh, shit.
I'm sitting on the couch and I fell asleep. I woke up 10 minutes and nothing fucking happened. So if I can fall asleep in the movie, that means it's fucking boring.
Yeah.
So, but there are a few things that make it at least worth the one watch.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go red turd.
Red turd.
What about you?
Man, you mean bastard.
I am a meme.
Yep.
I'm kind of harsh in my criticism.
Yep. Well, I can't put it in the league with our other lovelies like Don't Fuck in the Woods and stuff. So.
Not even fucking
close.
close.
Now, but
Jack
I will
Frost,
say,
not even close.
I will say this: it was gloriously corny,
It was very
stupid.
Mhm.
The shit monster was hilarious.
Okay.
I actually got a kick out of it. It made me
Okay.
laugh. I'm gonna be a little more generous. I'm actually going black turd on
Okay.
this one.
All right.
This one, I want people to see this at least once. You've got to behold this thing.
Okay.
I mean, a red turd rating, the same thing. You know, you're going
Right.
to watch it at least once. This one here might be a drinking game. Every time there's a shit reference,
I can see that. Oh my god, you'd be
you
dead.
know, you might be dead.
Alcohol poisoning, because there's so many fucking shit references. in
I
this
mean,
movie.
actual puns that are like in the
Okay.
script, you
All
know,
right.
that line, because there are a lot.
Gotcha. Okay.
Something like that. Could be a good drinking game. Of course, you got being plastered watching this would be a lot more funny anyway.
Yeah.
But that's my assessment. The acting was The script,
Yeah.
the
I mean, can you really expect a lot from it though? I mean,
Yeah.
it was super.
the turd
super,
effect
super-
was funny because the shit, whatever they used to make the shit splatter all over the place, it was wet and nasty
Yeah,
looking.
it was pretty gross.
So it did look pretty realistic.
I mean, but it is a super independent movie.
Yeah.
You know, I think, but also we saw in the trivia it was made over the course of like 2 years. So I
Yes,
guess
that is true.
They had to start and stop it, which can hinder a production.
Yes, it can.
Yeah, but
you lose good ideas.
lose the
Then
momentum.
you get in a rush when you want to try to wrap it up. So I can get it.
I get it. Yeah. So
anyway.
all right, man. Well, why don't you tell us where they can find all the extra content and bullshit that they
Absolutely.
if they want to.
If you would like to, folks, go to www.patreon.com/whatthesuck. We have one level, $7, and we call it the jump scare.
That's right.
That way you get access to all of our uncut episodes, no ads. We've got extra content. We got the cutting room floor, which is a new feature I think we've added somewhat recently, where we start adding content that's just us bullshitting while we're getting ready. Okay?
But yeah, but
Fucking thing.
the cutting room will be so it's different from bloopers or outtakes, where bloopers and outtakes are when we mess up. Cutting room will have that, but then it's also just because we record a lot before we actually start the show.
Yeah.
And so I'm just throwing anything extra on there. You can hear us kind of prepare for recording the show, because that's always a fun thing as well. So
We have some loyal Patreons, and we thank you very much. And we're hoping to add about 2,000.
he's hoping to add 2,000. I'm hoping to add at least 2
2,000.
more.
I would
I'm
like
happy
to-
with 2 more.
Yeah, I'll take what I can get. But
That's
anyway,
right.
that's where you can find us. Of course, we're on all the social media platforms, motherfuckers. Shit. We're on all the social media platforms,
We are.
unfortunately.
All of them.
One of these days, hopefully, we'll find a better way to do it.
Yeah, hopefully.
Of course, you can find our podcast anywhere.
Everywhere. Even YouTube.
It's everywhere, even on YouTube. We
That's
got a
right.
YouTube channel. If you want to go there, if you like a YouTube, we got one episode left in the season.
We do.
Which will be our Christmas special.
Yep.
That's
So
going to wrap things up. And
prepare
that
for
will be
that.
episode 99. After that, we hit episode 100.
100.
And it's going to be different.
So our episode 100 is going to be our season 5, episode 1. So there's a lot of special reason for it, because it's not just episode 100. It's the first episode of season 5, which I didn't think we'd get to season 5, but we did.
Shit. We got tons of seasons left with all the material we got to work with.
Yeah. So that we're going to take a break after that. To prepare for that and get ready for that, and when we come back, we'll do it with something quite different.
Yeah, and since we did have a break, we'll probably be back a lot faster than we normally are, but we'll see.
It depends. With what we have going on, we have to fine-tune it before we get the final product
Absolutely.
out.
We're going to have to do some run-throughs and stuff and make sure we got it right, make sure we make it look right, sound right, and all that good stuff.
Exactly. But, so until then, this is Chris, and I will see y'all at the next shit fest.
And this is James, and if it ain't on What the Suck, it ain't shit.
I'm here to warn you, though it must seem absurd to be aware of a giant Monsturd. When the shit goes down, he may be in your town. Don't get caught with your pants down. Don't be a fool, don't drop the kids at the pool. Oh yeah, he's one cruel stool. Ooh, number two. He does what the doo-doos do. Ooh, number two. He smells like poo. Silent but deadly, you'd better beware. He might just be in your underwear. Best hold your breath, no, don't breathe that noxious vapor. Make sure you've got some toilet paper, 'cause he'll pop out of the potty when he's feeling naughty. This is one moody duty that will bite you in your booty. Ooh, number two. He does what the doo-doos do. Ooh, number two. He smells like poo. When he walks into the room, kings and queens step aside. But that won't get to his foolish pride. And he'll pop out of the potty when he's feeling naughty. This is one moody duty that will bite you in your booty. Number two, number two. Ooh, number two. Number two, number two. He does what the doo-doos do. Ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-da-da-da-da-ba-ba. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ooh, number two. He does what the doo-doos do. Ooh, number two. He smells like poo.